Hey there, Jamie here, and in this video I'm going to show you how I've built an AI agent that studies my Google Analytics data and my Google Search Console data, so that Google Search organic data, and gives me actionable marketing opportunities that I can go after every single week. I've already created a full build video on this particular workflow where we have our main AI agent here, which is currently running our weekly analytics reporting. And these two sub-agents, so we have a Google Analytics workflow here and we have a Google Search Console workflow here, and it's all managed by this top agent here that runs this every single week. Now, I have done a full build video on this particular workflow from start to finish, including a deep dive into the Google Analytics and the SEO console workflows there in full. So I'm not going to cover all of that in this video. You'll find a link around this video to go and watch that one if you want to check that one out in full. You can also download both, or should I say all three of these AI agent workflows by joining our free community beta state. There is a link below this video to that as well. If you, again, join our community completely free, go to workflow drops within our community, you will see this particular workflow and the two that are connected to it, and you can import them into your own NAN account. In this particular video today, I'm not going to talk about the build. I want to focus on prompting, and I'm going to show you how I use different prompts within this workflow to produce different types of marketing insights and recommendations that I can then go on and actually action every single week inside of my business. So as a follow-on from the last video where I basically went really deep into how to build this out, and obviously these sub-agents as well, how it all connects together, all the different nodes, what they all do, and how you can build this out for your own business. In this particular video, I want to go a bit deeper. And I actually want to dive into something that I feel is more important than the workflow itself. And that's what you get out of the other end of it. I'm going to be digging into prompts and prompting as part of this workflow, so that if you go and download this workflow here and the other two workflows, these sub-agents, and you connect it all together inside your NAN account, which I highly recommend you do because you can get so much value from this, I want to show you how you can then start to actually mold it to help you and your business grow. Because that's what we use this for. In the previous video where I did the workflow build and how to put all this together, I had it running on our software platform Truth. Well, this particular one here that I'm going to demo today is running on an e-com site of mine, and it gives me actionable insights that I actually work from every single week. And I think that's one of the beauties of this running every 7 days, is I'm getting up-to-date, fresh, new things I can be doing every week. But I want to show you now how you can take this from just a broad, if you will, AI agent that's going to analyze your GA and your Search Console data and give you sort of broad brushstrokes of here's what it's saying. I want to show you how you can actually go a little bit more granular and actually get insights from this particular AI agent that can actually push your business forward. So let me show you what I mean. So if I dive into the SEO Console weekly report here, so this is the sub-agent you see here. So if I dive into this one here, there's a lot going on. Again, previous video will show you what all of this stuff does. I'm not interested in looking at any of this. This is just grabbing the data from the SEO Console and organizing it into an email as well that I can see the top level stats. But what I'm interested in is the part of the workflow down here. So our actual analysis agents, and I've got actually two built out now onto this particular workflow for Google Search Console. So I'm analyzing two different types of data. Again, it's slightly different from the previous video where I talked about truth.ai and how we're using it there. I'm using this on an e-com site, so I'm getting different data. I'm actually getting more data. So I actually get some product page analysis down here, and I've got SEO analysis up here. So I actually have two agents that I've built in here just to give me some good insights. So if I look at the top one here and the SEO analysis agent, if again you download our workflow from beta state, you upload it into your NAN account and just there you go, connect it all together and click execute, or let it trigger at that 7 a.m. time point, you're going to get a very broad recommendation. You're going to get a broad analysis of your data. And that's fine because it's going to be an analysis of your actual data. So it's not going to be made up on, you're not getting analysis on data from our sites. It's going to be from your site, but it's going to be very broad. So if I show you here, so here's an example of the SEO report when it's quite broad. So if we look at the insights and recommendations here for this site, I'm getting some good insights and recommendations. So it's analyzed my data and it's basically saying your several key opportunities to enhance SEO, capitalize the how-to content. So it's picked out how-to content that's doing well for me, maybe create more. Optimize high impression keywords. So it's actually picked out some keywords for me saying you should probably create more content around that, maybe optimize for those. Long tail keywords as well. It's picked one out here that I can go after. So it's quite high level. And don't get me wrong, this is great content. I'm actually seeing something valuable from my actual data rather than looking at numbers and trying to figure this out myself. My AI agent here, as part of this analysis here, so it's this agent, is actually giving me some actionable insights. It is still quite broad. So I can probably take that data or take those insights and go, right, do you know what? I could create some content around this particular long tail keyword it's giving me. But I like to play around with these prompts. So I'll often come in and based off of what I actually want to be looking at on my site that coming month or coming week, I'll come and edit the prompts up. So with this particular website here, I focus heavily on organic marketing. Everything I pretty much do for it is organic related. And one of the biggest things we do is Google organic content. So we will write content, again, on our blog, on our site, we'll create pages based around picking up keyword traffic from Google. Now, I want specific recommendations for that. I want my job to be easier based off of the actual data that this particular AI agent has got access to. So how can I do that? Well, I've pre-written something out here. I'm just going to copy and paste this in just because it's easier than me typing it out, but I'll read through it. So adding on to this insight and recommendation section where I'm asking, for a summary of patterns, etc., quite broad. I'm now going to take it very specific for my particular use case for this site. So I'm explaining I create content for our blog every day and would like very specific insights and recommendations on potential queries to create content for. As part of this section, be detailed as I use your recommendations to create content for our blog. Could you give me 10 different blog content titles and keyword focuses I should create content for this week? So rather than just have that broad, just give me some insights, because when you just give an AI agent or LLM broad instructions, it's going to just try and imagine what you want to see. So it'll just basically think, I think he wants or she wants to see this, so I'm just going to say this. Or it'll keep it really, really broad where you don't really get any actionable insights. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this again now, and then I'll show you the report once this is run, because it takes a few minutes for it to run through, and I'll show you the differences by changing that prompt. So here's the report that it's just produced based off of that one change in a prompt. And as you can see, everything's the same. You got the top performing queries section and summary, but down on the insights and recommendations part now, we're actually getting focused keyword focus and titles of actual content I can create. And I can take these and actually work with these. As I mentioned, or as I showed just previously, I changed the prompt to ask for 10 specific keywords that I could create content around, 10 blog post ideas, and it's basically done that. It's given me a title, so like the ultimate guide to choosing the best chunky wooden garden swing seat, and then all of this keyword focus here. And I can use this data now. So rather than me have to think about, right, what type of content could I create? What should I create here? Where it's quite vague, we've now got actionable insights I can use. And every single week this runs, these are all going to change with new pieces of content we can create. So as part of this particular business and workflow here, I have my SEO analysis agent that's basically analyzing all of the SEO blog traffic top queries. And I've just shown you a simple prompt change is now giving me actionable content to go after based off of my actual data. This isn't based off of an industry-wide thing. That's important to explain. It's giving me that insight from my actual data. I want to show you the other one I've got in here as well. So I've got a product page analysis. So this is slightly different from the build video. You'll see in the build video, this wasn't in there because I've sort of edited this and customized it to work for an e-com site. And the product pages are very important. I want to know details around the product pages and how they're performing as well from an SEO point of view. So this particular AI agent produces a report as well, but it doesn't produce a separate report. It will just analyze, produce a report on my product pages, which is then added to the main SEO report. So if we just look at this one really quickly here, it's almost an identical prompt in relation to the steps this particular agent goes through. And when we go to insights and recommendations, you're going to see the same thing. Summarize patterns, trends, issues, based off of the data set. Again, you'll get a very broad sort of an analysis there, but it's still going to be very specific to your traffic. But I want to go deeper. So what I've basically done here is I want to understand product pages I should be optimizing for conversion. So which pages should I be looking at to improve conversions? I want you to look at what products I could create blog content around specifically. So now I'm starting to think review type content. Could I create content, cluster content around specific products that will help with rankings and will help boost the rankings of those on Google, or even just provide more clickable links in that top 20, 30 positions on Google to get more people visiting my site. So I'm asking for this, and then also how could I actually structure this type of content for conversion? So I'm going a little bit deeper as well. Now in that same report, if I scroll down from these 10 keywords and titles that we got from the other analysis agent, and I go down here, I've now got my product traffic performance, but insights and recommendations. So product pages to optimize for conversions. Here we go. I've got some keywords to look at as well. Product pages, blog content opportunities, detailed reviews, how to structure content here, review content for conversions. And I'm getting a bit of a guide here on what I should actually do. And that's what this is all about. You can have the prettiest AI agent workflows in the world. They can look as complex as you want them to look. But if they don't give you actual value and actionable data on the other side, they're worthless. So take these points, go and grab this workflow. You can grab it from our community, completely free. Just join below, go to workflow drops inside the beta state community. You'll see this. You can go and grab this workflow and the 2 other sub agents underneath as well. Connect it all up yourself and have a play around with those prompts. You can ask those AI analysis agents to give you any insights you want for your business, your website, your company, whatever it is you need to help you grow and scale your own business. You can do that within those prompts. Don't forget to subscribe and hit like if you got something out of this video. I really appreciate it. Also, if you've got any questions, fire those in the comments and I'll do my best to answer those as well as I can do. Again, join our community. I'll speak to you inside there. If not, I'll see you in the next video.